Hey guys, welcome back to Project Cummins. On this episode, what we're going to be doing, changing out the water pump and putting on a smaller belt. So, first thing you really want to do is disconnect the battery cables. There. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Anyhow, next thing you want to do is get underneath the truck and empty out the antifreeze. Okay, so to actually get the antifreeze out, it's come under the radiator right over here, and back here you'll see this piece needs turned one way or the other, but you need channel locks to do it, so I'm going to go ahead
Once you get it opened all the way up, you want to drain out your antifreeze.
You also want to make sure that your overflow tank is open and your radiator cap is off. That'll help better go airflow and drainage. You can already hear it pick up. So go ahead and drain that. And while it's draining, if you want, you can take off the drive belt, which I've already done. You just get a hold of that tensioner pulley right there. I did it with a 1/2-inch cheater bar, or whatever you want to call it, breaker bar, and yeah, get that out of there. So the next thing we want to do is kind of clean up around the area of the current water pump, and then get out, clean it up and then take it out. So we're going to do some cleaning, and after a quick cleaning, I took a 10mm socket and took out 2 bolts, and there's the water pump. I'm not real sure still what happened. I don't know if she'd be coming out of the weep hole or what. Got a few spots on her. A few spots on her. They're real big deals. Yeah. So anywho, water pump out, 2 bolt, 10mm. That's that. Got a hole right there now. So this bitch under here is still draining slowly. Got like 5 gallons there of shit. And yeah, putting that aside. So now we're going to come back over here. We're going to take some paper towels, maybe some other shit, and we're going to clean that up. Some major nasty cleaning. Let me try and get in there here. See all that grease and shit? And then the nice steel underneath. Yeah, that was a lot of fucking grease. But clean up everything the best you can. Get out the fucking scrubbing or whatever, just get it good. So, but now that's off, what we need to do is get out the new water pump. Now we got the new water pump. We got the O-ring gasket and 2 queer ass fucking bolts, because they got Allen head shaped shit on it. So when you put this on the back of here, and that nice little groove, see that? And then put it in place, hand tighten the bolts, and that's where we'll come back in. Once you got the new pump in place and the bolts hand tight, you can go ahead and take your Allen wrench or whatever you want to use the old bolts, I don't give a fuck. Just tighten them on down to 18 foot-pounds, and yeah, we'll go from there. Close up that valve at the bottom. Yummy. Close that shit up right there. Fill it up with some water. Put on the new drive belt and start shit up. See what happens. It's the best you can do right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this thing up and put some water. I'm not gonna get into too many details as to why, but I got rid of the electric pump. Sent it back to JEGS. So get you, JEGS. And I just want to make a little comment on that real quick, and that's that if you have a 12 valve go ahead and get one of those electric pumps if you want to. But if you have a 24 valve like I do, stay away from it. Mostly because they can't even tell you what belt to put on. So I got a new water pump, as you can see, and we're gonna stick it back on. And I did a semi-flush just by putting water in and whatnot and drain out whatever antifreeze I could. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that back on. Make sure you got the O-ring in it right there. And I'm gonna get a 10mm socket, tying it down to 18 foot-pounds on each one. And yeah, we'll check back in after that. Now remember, you took out, or at least we took out 4 to 4.5, maybe even 4 3/4 gallons of antifreeze. So that's about what we want to put back in. But I'm just going to fill mine up with straight water. That way I can check for leaks, run this for a little bit, and drain it later off camera. That way it's kind of like a cheap man's flush. So yeah, when you do put your antifreeze back in, don't buy that pre-mixed shit. Get concentrated and get distilled water or reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis, in my opinion, is better, but distilled would work. I mean, it's whatever. It's fucking water. Alright. Okay, so I felt that it was easier to take out the filter. Let's take out the fan shroud. So, got the water pump back in. As you can kind of see it down there. Anyhow, yeah, time to route the belt back on, and I'm going to put the air filter back on. Now that the water pump's in, it's time for the antifreeze. I use Prestone because, you know, it's just about as good as anything else, really. So, what you do is stick in a bottle, you fill the bottle up with water, stick half a bottle, half bottle water, so on and so forth till it's full. So, we'll get that started. Okay, so everything's back in place, radiator's filled. All that's back on, there's the new pump. Alright, here we go. Time to start her up. And start her up in a few days, so I'm gonna do the same BS as if you change the fuel filter. Much better. Alright. Back off. Back on. And sounds good. Probably use a little more in there. I'll top that off. Everything looks good. Alright, so while I'm going to let that run for here for a little bit, I want to just tell you real quick that you want to come back in like a couple 100 miles. It's not very much. The reason being is you want to retorque it down to 18 foot-pounds to make sure it stays there. Some people say 24 hours, you know, a couple 100 miles, just, you know, be smart about it. Cap this back up, you know, it's just water, no big deal. Make sure there's no tools left. Alright guys, that's how you change a water pump on 5.9 Cummins. Of course, it's going to take it a while to get up to running temperature. So, yeah. Questions, comments, leave them below. You guys on Cummins forum. Whatever, alright? Whatever about the water pump. Just drop it. Fuck it. Alright, I just wanted to do the electric. Didn't happen. Fucking drop it. Alright, catch you later.